Somewhere behind sealed doors, time moves differently. A clock ticks, but it doesn't measure hours. It measures obedience. A hallway stretches so long it feels unreal. Polished floors, silent guards, no footsteps out of place. And if you listen closely, you'll hear the strangest sound of all. Not chaos, not gunfire, but quiet. Because in this world, quiet isn't peace. Quiet is control. And at the center of it, one man whose daily life is treated like national infrastructure, guarded, rehearsed, and engineered. Tonight, we descend layer by layer into the lifestyle rules that turn a single person into a system. Because Kim Jong-un is a man of power, and in North Korea, power doesn't only sit on a throne, it moves. The first rule isn't about luxury, it's about visibility. Rule number 1, even a simple day must look historic. In North Korea, the leader's routine isn't private time, it's national theater. Every appearance is curated like a monument. This is why so many moments look the same. The measured pace, the entourage, the synchronized nods. It's not just documentation, it's architecture, built from images. Rule 1A, spontaneity is often staged to look spontaneous. North Korean media frequently frames his visits as personal guidance, as if decisions are made right there, on the spot, like lightning striking a factory floor. The practice is widely described as field guidance or on-the-spot guidance in reporting and analysis. And here's the mystery. How much of this is real decision-making and how much is performance designed to make the country believe the leader is everywhere at once? Because once people believe you're omnipresent, they start obeying even when you're not there. Now we go deeper into a rule that shapes every mile he travels. Rule number 2, the leader does not commute, he deploys. For Kim Jong-un, movement is treated like a military operation, slow, layered, and protected. One of the most reported symbols of this is the armored train, his moving fortress. Multiple outlets, including Reuters explainers, describe it as a safer, more controlled way to move an entourage, security, communications, and supplies across long distances. Rule number 2A, speed is less valuable than certainty. In most countries, leaders fly because time is precious. Here, time is secondary to control. A train route can be secured, checked, and sealed in a way the sky cannot be. But then the question becomes unsettling. If the safest way to travel is slow and sealed, what does that imply about the threats he believes exist outside his walls and inside his own system? Because a fortress is only built when someone expects a siege. There is a rule beneath the security bubble, something older than modern weapons. Rule number 3, power must be refueled through ritual. In North Korea, legitimacy is treated like oxygen. It must be replenished publicly. One of the most symbolic places is the Kumsan Palace of the Sun, the state mausoleum tied to the Kim dynasty's founding legitimacy. Recent reporting highlights high-profile family appearances there, including New Year's visits that state media and international outlets treat as politically meaningful. Rule number 3A, the future is sometimes introduced through ceremony, not policy. When Kim appears with family at deeply symbolic events, it can function like a message without words, an image that says continuity. But here's what we can't see. When the cameras turn off, what conversations happen in those corridors? Because dynasties don't survive on rituals alone. They survive on planning, sometimes ruthless, sometimes invisible. And the more the public sees ceremony, the more they wonder what's being prepared behind it. Now the journey shifts from symbols to mechanics. Rule number 4. Every visit creates orders. Every order becomes reality. In the footage and photos that circulate from his inspections, there's a recurring detail. Officials writing as he speaks, like students trying to capture the weather. This is the logic of guidance culture. The leader's words are treated as actionable force. Rule number 4A. Praise is part of the system, like mortar between bricks. Even in economic or construction visits, the language often sounds military. Mobilize, accelerate, achieve. A greenhouse farm becomes a strategic site. A factory becomes a battlefield of production. Reuters recently reported Kim beginning the year with a field guidance visit at a greenhouse farm construction site involving youth and military personnel, an example of how civilian projects can be framed as national campaigns. But the question lingers. When a leader's casual comment can become policy, how do you know which words are guidance and which words are tests? Because in a system like this, even silence can be interpreted as judgment. Here is where the story stops being only about one man and becomes about millions. Kim Jong-un's lifestyle and military rules don't stay inside palaces. They spill outward into the nation's muscles. Rule number 5. The leader's visits move at campaign speed. In North Korea, fast isn't a schedule, it's a political requirement. When Kim emphasizes output, whether agriculture, construction, or arms production, he's not just describing goals, he's setting tempo. Rule number 5A. The military is not only for fighting, it is for building. Reports and state media coverage frequently show military-linked manpower involved in major construction and national projects, including the kind of greenhouse farm visit Reuters described. A country can be turned into a workshop, and a workshop can be turned into a barracks. So the mystery deepens. When a nation is trained to move like an army, even for civilian work, what happens to ordinary life? Where does childhood, privacy, and rest go when everything is a campaign? Now we reach the deepest layer, where lifestyle becomes geopolitics. Rule number 6. Military readiness is not a department, it is a daily mood. Kim's public schedule, factory visits, inspections, tests, often forms a rhythm that signals priorities outward. Reuters and AP both recently reported Kim supervising a hypersonic missile test early in 2026, framed as part of bolstering deterrence capability. Rule number 6A. Weapons development is also messaging, cinema for enemies. A test is not only engineering, it is theater with consequences. It tells the world, watch us. It tells the people, we are strong. It tells the inner circle, we are moving forward and you will keep pace. Reuters also reported Kim calling for increased production tied to artillery and rocket systems ahead of a major party meeting, another sign of how production targets and military posture can merge. But the final mystery remains unanswered. Is this a system that can ever slow down? When deterrence becomes routine and routine becomes identity, does the country have a normal mode to return to? Or is normal now defined by permanent mobilization? We began with silence, and we end with distance. From far away, North Korea can look like a sealed box on the map, a place of parades and rumors, of missiles and mystery. But inside that box are ordinary human things, meals eaten, shoes tied, cold mornings, tired hands. And somewhere within it, official visits of Kim Jong-un continue like tides, each one leaving behind orders, images, and echoes that ripple beyond borders. The lifestyle rules we followed tonight, stage, bubble,